Alright, hi guys. Quick video of how the trade's going relative to this stop test that we marked off earlier. Because we should be planning on putting our stops in order to, like I said, make this a viable business. We have to make some rules somewhere along the line. At least if we have a rule on stops, then we can sleep at night. So let's do that. I don't know. Okay, let's just bring this up here. We want it to be above that level of today. That is the test here. That's where we believe the playground essentially will be collectively. We'll call it the playground. Um, we don't really need to, but we'll just put it up there. Anyway, what's going on here? Playground. So we can have anything coming up against there, but we don't want to see collectively it turn around. Now let's go back to, and before we go there, that's 1 minute LFX weight is down. At this point, what we can do, now we've witnessed this, we can now finally draw our down balance line, the main orange one. Okay, and we'll be anticipating price to go with this. And we can do that with all of them. Here was the time when we did the last video. And since seeing the New Zealand do what it did, which let's just remind ourselves that in case you guys didn't watch the last video, what happened was during this time, if the weight was up like it was, New Zealand should have gone up because they would be the only profitable sellers holding the bag. They're going to have to liquidate, but it didn't. Okay, in time, everything else did its move, while New Zealand just held at the bottom, and we believed that meant everything. That was enough time that everything else could catch it. Okay. So New Zealand's already done its move here, and the others have to kind of follow. So then they start to drop, you see. So now these original trend lines that we drew are now being used. Let's look at the Swiss one here. So we had that drawn like we were here, and we started to draw this one at that point. Can't remember where we finished it. It would have been here, right? And now we've come down and we're using it. So this is telling us that we're good with this trade. So let's put our stops in. Oh, that's a little loud there. Alright, you guys get the idea. I'm not going to bother recording that for all of them. Oops. Let's do this one finally. We're not going to put a target in yet. We're going to try to get this all the way. Pound. We didn't take pound. We didn't take a euro because the euro weight is up. We took a CAD even though the CAD weight is up. We went over that in a previous video. Same with Swiss. Obviously the same in New Zealand. And now we don't have to look back out on the 15 minute at this point. We can just stay in this fractal. We can look at the 15 minute once in a while, but for now we can just focus here. And the area being this high. I don't know where they are there. Okay, that's the playground. Alright. Anything else over here? Oh, the Aussie. So we had this level drawn from that video. 1 minute buyers will need to liquidate. So Aussie was the only one up. Apart from Swiss. And finally, it's coming. So we can now put our stops in here. I think that's how we're going to do this as a rule, guys. Once we see the currency like New Zealand not doing what it's supposed to be, with the idea of a potential pullback. So we have to have a reason for it, though. We can't just watch it technically. We need a reason for that to happen. And if it is required to happen, they will let the cat out of the bag in the 1 minute chart. Essentially, is what we've discovered during these last videos, and that's what I always believed. There was a story in here, and we can read the story now. So you guys don't need to believe that. It's a perspective that shouldn't be ignored, as it's become pretty evident at this point. Um, I think that was about it. Oh yeah, the other thing here, they didn't give much coverage to the solar eclipse today, um, for obvious reasons, but they're going to be psyoping you with this type of stuff more and more soon. Um, this is obviously to keep you in a lower fractal or a lower chakra place, which will leave you in a lower fractal state of mind, believing in this type of nonsense. We're going to see them probably reveal a new fake asteroid in the next 30 days. Um, that is obviously a new energy in the sky, new planet, given the fact that the sun and the moon mated today in Australia during the solar eclipse. That the reflection of that will be obviously a new planet. That's how it works. But they call it asteroids to hide God from us, right? So, or nature from us. So don't believe any of this stuff. It's all going to distract you from where we need to be. We need to be seeking to be like the Sherpas, ultimately, the guys that help the tourists go up Everest. That's where we need to be. Um, it might be hard at first, but what you would have to do they were obviously born into it, but if you wanted to get like those guys, you'd have to hang around with them, magnetize to them, and you'd maybe have to go 1 hour the first day, and then the second day 2 hours, and then back to 1 hour, and then 3 hours, and so on until you could eventually spend 2 weeks with no shoes, climbing up a mountain, carrying 100 pounds on your back. Um, that's where we need to be, um, not in this distracted place at the moment, because this won't get us anywhere. But anyway, guys, I will catch you later. I'll be back tomorrow, I guess, with a follow-up video of how these yens are doing. Place all your stops in, and have a good night. Cheers.